Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everybody, wherever you are, and welcome to GitLab Commit Virtual 2020. My name is Benson Muite, and I'm presenting with Bernard Banta, and our presentation can be found at https://tunaoza.gitlab.io/presentation. We will be talking about building an online store with GitLab Pages, and this is work that we've done as part of the African Ruby community in Nairobi, a community of software developers based out of Nairobi, Kenya. So outline of our talk, we'll give you a quick introduction, our experiences, why we use and how we'll use GitLab as an e-commerce solution, a demo, then a little bit of technical details on GitLab Pages and static site generators, things to consider when shipping, finding payment options, feedback, and finally a quick demonstration of how you might fork a repository and set up your own shop. So I'll now let Bernard introduce Nairobi, Kenya.
Hello, my name is Bernard Banta. I'm an entrepreneur and a software engineer at heart. Together with Benson, we currently run African Ruby Association. So it started we started that from Nairobi, and Nairobi. It started initially as a Nairobi, which was Ruby user group, and what we do is we bring developers, entrepreneurs together and share ideas and mentor each other. Some of the activities that we do include monthly meetups, conferences, international conferences, which we've done four so far. And right now, we are planning to build this e-commerce application. We haven't launched it yet. It's already built, and we hope we're going to be able to raise funds by having people buy our merchandise.
So to give you some idea, Nairobi is a not so rich city. In Kenya, the average income per month or expected GDP per month is about $150. And there's a large informal sector who could also make use of e-commerce. So we have a picture here showing a street vendor. And if you think of GitLab as an e-commerce solution, it's actually very ideal because there's almost zero startup cost. You can get a branded online shop. You can use social media. You can take advantage of social coding and make some profit. And also for online projects, you can use it as a project swag shop. So this can also be an ideal use of the platform. So we have several demo shops. We have a first shop that we have made for Nairobi, which we'll show, and the second one that's in development, and then also show the GitLab shop to give you some idea. And the aim is, instead of being part of some huge online mall or somebody else's huge online mall, you have your own online storefront that you can individually customize. And so our first shop that we had built, just show this now, can be found here. And as a banner, description of the products, option to indicate location and obtain payment information. So that's online. We wanted something that better reflected the community, so we're slightly updating that. And this is now coming up. And while that's loading, I'll also load up the GitLab shop. So this is version 2 that's in progress. We have a domain name we've set up, so duka.nairobi.org, and this is directly hosted on GitLab Pages. And you get some idea of the products, show up, and bestsellers, link to social media, about us, so benefit of the look of the whole page, right? And And you can also take a look at GitLab Shop. So there's a catalog and the listing of items. I think at present the GitLab Shop is not run on GitLab pages, but it's powered by Shopify. So what's nice about GitLab pages, you get free hosting for your static websites. There are very many nice examples, and you can use CI/CD to generate the shop site. You can also use CI/CD to update your merchandise. And if you're keeping inventory and it's not too large, then a simple file will allow you to do that and update whenever there's a sale. So what's a static site? The idea is you take a program and this will actually generate the website for you from a template. And since we use Ruby, we look at Middleman and Jekyll. And the idea is you take a picture, you'd indicate some pricing, you add a short description, you put this in a markdown file, you run this through your static site generator, and this generates your shop that's open 24/7. So it's kind of a schematic. You run the static site generator on your computer, this generates the web page, which goes onto a server, and this is accessible on the internet. So you also need to think about shipping. In Kenya, we look at companies such as Fargo, Posta, and Sendi. You can also deliver by hand or by foot. In the US, GitLab primarily uses the US Postal Service, and they actually have an open workflow that can allow you to maybe design a shop, online shop. For cost, if you have a static page, you actually need to think about how you're going to do this. So if your delivery provider has an API, you can use this, or you can find a pricing formula. And in Kenya, we find that latitude and longitude can also be helpful to specify because not every place is addressed. Then need to pay. So there are a number of integrations. Some include Flutterwave, LeapPay, PayPal, Razorpay. Shopify also has a static website integration in Stripe. These have different payment costs, so you might need to check depending on the volume of your sales, but they all easily integrate into a static website and can be used. So finally, feedback. This is one area we've been looking at. Many blogs will use Discuss, so this is something you can actually put in your site and is actually shown on this last site here. So if you were to click on a product, this will show up and you'll be able to give reviews and comments based on what you had thought of the product you had purchased. So you can get some confidence based on what advice was said. You can also integrate a chat service if you want to give feedback. So now I'll go and show you how to set up a demo. So this is the main site, hosted on GitLab. And as you can see, there's configuration file for Ruby. You can check out the source code. So the source code consists of a number of index files, an index file, and some image files, and images for your products. And then this is run through a static site generator and generates a web page. So to summarize, GitLab Pages is nice for static e-commerce websites. It's cost effective, and it can also be used for open source projects that have swag. I'd like to thank the Nairobi community and Mukula Ekarapa for help with some initial versions of this, and hopefully continued versions. So source code can be found at gitlab.com/tunauza, and please check out our shop at duka.nairobi.org. Thank you for your attention.